Greetings, Internet World. I'm here today with Corinne, who is going to talk about the new Lenormand deck that she has designed. And I guess we'll start with the first question. Why have you designed your own Lenormand deck?
Well, I think it starts with at the time when I used to do some tarot readings for my friends when they ran into problems. And I started getting frustrated because I have this tendency to want to guide towards introspective work and, visiting the unconscious, etc. And my friends weren't interested at the very specific time in that kind of work. So I wasn't helpful since I wasn't providing what they wanted. And I discovered that de Lenormand is actually an oracle that provides very day-to-day specific, down-to-earth answers. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to learn how to read de Lenormand. And while learning, this is where the creation of this deck starts, I ran into two problems. The first problem I had was that I had a hard time seeing the cards. And yes, a bear is a bear, a tree is a tree, but I don't know why, in the middle of layouts, I couldn't see the cards. So I used some cardstock and I made myself these cards to resolve this problem I had, where I wrote the name of each card and
On the card,
on the cardstock, so that I knew what card it was and I wouldn't get confused. But then I ran into my second problem, which would be that in the middle of a reading, for some reason, the meanings would vanish. I mean, I knew what the keywords were, but I don't know what would happen. They would just vanish. So I made myself these flashcards where I condensed, all my notes and the books and the videos I watched. So then I used these two sets of cards to do readings, but that wasn't very fluent because I would have to look for specific cards. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a deck that combines these two sets of cards in order to learn how to read. So it's a learning deck.
Okay, so how does your deck differ from other decks?
Well, I think it has aesthetically, it's very simple. Like I was saying, I wanted each card to be what it is without a doubt, for images to pop out. So for example, this is clearly a clover, and I used silhouettes so that in a layout you know right away what that card is. And the style is very, very simple, stripped, bare. When I was painting those, I was looking at a lot of ancient Japanese art and ancient Egyptian art. So just so that, because it's also very stripped, very bare, very 2D, and I think you can see that somewhere. And the second thing that's different is obviously it has all the information that can help you read in the back of each card. So it has not only the keywords but also the timing and the areas that each card deals with. So for example, behind the tree it will say health, because that's the card that you spot in order to answer a question about health. So the difference is that it's not a deck for people who can read the Lenormand. It's a learning deck. So you lay out your cards, and when you need to, if you can't remember your meanings, all you have to do is flip the card, and with time you find that you no longer flip the cards because you become more and more fluent much more quickly.
Okay, so when is the deck going to arrive?
I'm expecting it to arrive by next week, I hope.
And the plan is to?
Well, to teach you, the deck is going to teach you how to read the Lenormand, and we're going to film your learning progress, starting with combinations.
So, you are going to learn the Lenormand with this deck. Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.